Yitro, a remarkable moment in history. The Israelites are on the brink of receiving the Torah on Mount Sinai. What happens here is not just another event, it is the birth of a new society. Today, historians of political thought tend to attribute modern ideas to Marx, to Rousseau, Hobbes, and eventually back to Plato's Republic and Aristotle's Politics, and ancient Greeks and its city-states. But this is a mistake. Although the word democracy, its root is in ancient Greece, as well as the abstract thoughts, but the ideas that shape those thoughts actually find their source in an earlier text, the Bible. Hobbes doesn't shy away from it. He quotes the Bible almost 700 times in his Leviathan. Long before the Greeks, Sinai was a blueprint of a new free society. And three things stand crucial. Long before the Israelites were ruled by judges, by kings, or by anything else, first it was a covenant that God made with the Israelites in Sinai that set the moral limit to power, establishing the primacy of right over might. Any king who would be acting against the virtues of the Torah could be challenged. And it's the single most important idea about the politics in the Bible. Kings will be challenged and can be challenged by the people or by prophets. And this solves the classic problem of democracy as the ancient Greeks saw it. The weakness of the tyranny of the majority. That the rule of the majority does not contain any guarantee of the rights of the minority. Well, here's a solution. We don't rule by the majority of the power, but by what's right. And so Judaism prophets were mandated to challenge authority if he acted against the Torah and against what's right. Individuals were empowered to disobey immoral orders, and this is the road to a free society. Another crucial point is the prologue before the covenant. God asks for the consent of the governed. God says, "Now if you faithfully heed my covenant," he asks for consent of the governed, and they answer back to him, "We will do everything as the Lord says." The exchange is profound. Revelation cannot proceed. There's no legitimate governance of a people who did not consent. Even the creator of heaven and earth needs the consent because a free God desires free worship of free human beings. The third delves deeper to who is these partners of the covenant. And what's remarkable is that it is all people. Men, women, children, anybody. This was not seen in Athens when they implemented democracy. We see very little rights for women, slaves, and children. Women in America and England cannot vote until the 20th century. But Israel's Constitution of Liberty included everybody. The first ever idea of universal citizenship. And these are not abstract ideas. They are the core to what it is to be Jewish, of Judaism. It is a mission after the consent of the governed. The mission is to be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. This was not given at Sinai just another religious event. This was its democratic mission statement. Who we are. What do we stand for? The people's consent, their active participation, and their collective responsibility is what make the people capable of fulfilling this tremendous task. Every individual, men, women, child, everybody, is empowered to lead, to serve, to contribute. Without this distribution of responsibility, no nation is capable of being a holy nation, and we will not be able to fulfill our mandate to the world. Sinai represents a model of moral leadership, a society whose authority is limited by law, where moral responsibility is shared. It is this combination that permits Israel, that makes us not just a free nation, but a holy nation, a nation with a mission on each and every one of us, a nation of servant leaders tasked with a universal mission. And so we're responsible, not just for ourselves, but for the moral health of the world. And thus all Israel is united by this responsibility. As the Talmud later on says, all Israelites are responsible for one another. And thus, after the proposition of Yitro of delegating leadership, it appears that 1 in 8 Israelites was a leader in some form. Leadership is shared and democratized and distributed throughout the Israelites. Every Jew is called to be a servant and a prince and serve their community, their family, their nation, the world, each one through their gift, through their passion. Make it to the best of your ability. Take responsibility when problems arise. Make the world a better place, because you have responsibility to the world, and you have been chosen and selected to be a priest and an heir to something greater than you, and that implies not just a gift, but a responsibility. This is a gift that made Jews extraordinary in every field they touched, because they were not just participants, they were leaders. To be a Jew is to be called to be a leader. Shabbat Shalom.